It's 1 a.m. and you're still awake. Not because anything is actually wrong, just because your mind won't stop replaying a 5-second moment from earlier today. Maybe it was something you said. Maybe it was something you didn't say. Maybe it was just a look someone gave you that you can't quite figure out. And now, hours later, you're lying in the dark, running the same scene over and over, like if you just think about it enough times, you'll finally understand what it meant. This is what psychologists call rumination, and it's not the same as simply thinking. Thinking moves forward. Rumination loops. It takes the same 5 seconds and plays them again and again, searching for an answer that usually isn't there. Here's what's actually happening in your brain right now. When something feels unresolved, even something small, your brain treats it like an open task. Not finished, not filed away, just open. And open tasks are loud. They pull your attention back constantly, the same way a notification you haven't opened keeps catching your eye, even when you're trying to focus on something else. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect, the tendency for unfinished things to stick in memory far more than completed ones. Your brain isn't trying to torture you, it's trying to resolve something it perceives as incomplete. The problem is, replaying a moment doesn't actually resolve it. It just keeps the loop running. There's another layer to this too. At night, with no distractions, no tasks, and no one to talk to, your mind finally has room to process everything it pushed aside during the day. This is why overthinking often peaks right before sleep. It's not that nighttime creates the thoughts, it's that nighttime finally gives them space to be heard. And if you're someone who tends to overthink often, there's usually a reason behind that too. Many people who ruminate heavily grew up needing to anticipate problems before they happened, reading rooms carefully, predicting reactions, staying one step ahead just to feel safe. Overthinking, in that sense, isn't a flaw. It's an old skill that hasn't learned when to turn off yet. So here's the part that might actually help tonight. Rumination convinces you that if you think about it just one more time, you'll finally reach clarity. But that's rarely how it works. Clarity doesn't usually come from replaying the moment. It comes from stepping far enough away from it that your mind stops treating it like an emergency. You don't have to solve everything at 1 a.m. You don't owe your brain a perfect explanation for a 5-second moment that probably meant far less to everyone else than it does to you right now. Some nights, the most psychologically sound thing you can do isn't finding the answer. It's simply telling your mind, gently, that this can wait until morning. And most of the time, by morning, it already feels smaller than it did in the dark.